Institutionally also, there's many features. So, you know, I mean, I think part of this does have to do, I mean, I mentioned the Soviet Union, you know, I mean, the party knows, or at least has a theory, which I think is a reasonable one, of how and why the Communist Party of the Soviet Union fell. And part of that was sort of negating its sort of prior leaders and ideology. And you know, this has led to this idea of historical nihilism, which, you know, you can get in sort of pretty big trouble if you don't, you know, sort of follow the accepted history. There's documentaries about this also around the anniversary of the CCP. I think, you know, also, you know, institutionally, something that's not as well known in the West, but, you know, this idea of reform and opening that, you know, Deng Xiaoping articulated in the late 70s and early 80s, and I think it was written in the Chinese Constitution as well, was actually one of two basic points, and it was the second one. The first one was like 4 other points around, you know, making sure that the party is still, you know, at the center of the governance, following Mao, and I forget exactly what all those points were, but, you know, again, I think in the West, you know, it makes sense to us that people would want to reform and open, and so we just have really focused on that aspect, but actually not really considered the other aspects. So I think there are a lot of still institutional, in addition to ideological reasons, or ideological and institutional mechanisms that create this lasting effect. So yeah, so it's even more important nowadays because Xi Jinping does, I think, draw a lot on many of the sort of discourse and you know, institutions that Mao developed.